Yes!
Welcome to Seattle Makers Podcast. I'm Ted.
I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy has a light bulb on his head.
I do. Just got this for Christmas. It's very handy. Also for safety.
Yeah. I actually am kind of envious of that. I wish I had something similar in Africa, because one time I was walking and I keep my flashlight out if I'm walking by a road at night so people, see you and don't run over you. And that would have been handy.
It's great, especially for camping. Or I'm building out a tiny home, so I wear this all the time. But if you're camping, you're wearing a hat, you wake up, you're like, where is everything? Boom.
Is
LED light.
Is it low profile enough that you can just scooch it to one side and sleep on it?
Oh yeah, it's like a couple CR 7052 watch batteries.
All right. Huh. What's the battery life like? Have
We'll
you had to
find out.
You don't know
Stay
yet?
tuned. No, I don't.
How long
First
it
set.
how many hours do you have on it? I don't know. I'm feeling extra
about
technical.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yes. This is the first time I can hear my voice, so it's throwing me off a little bit. I got to be honest. But also, I think the microphone's shocking me every single time. I'll have to ground it.
Yeah, something.
I don't know if it's a thing.
One of those did do that to me.
Yes.
I tried to give you the one that doesn't do that to me, but I'm wondering if it's the channel on the mixer.
Oh well. We'll fix
Anyway,
it.
we'll get to that. Maker news. We had some pretty exciting projects drop into the Makosphere today. The first one was YouTuber MacCraiger made a 8-segment clock display, but rather than being just like a recycled gym clock, that is neopixels behind broken glass and epoxy.
Very cool.
Go ahead.
Oh no, this is we made a similar one out of acrylic for our space, but this is next level. Did you CNC out the insert?
Presumably, I didn't get through that portion of the video. The things that hardcore struck me, I think he might have done that, or I think it might be a hand router. I'm not sure which one of those he used.
Oh.
But the thing that struck me about this project was that he did his epoxy pour and his neopixels in 2 layers.
Right.
So you get the pass-through effect, but if something goes wrong in your pour, you can just pull that off and put a new one back on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was wondering about that. One pixel goes out and you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, it's all from behind. And there's a section on there where he did cut all the way through that top board when he did his first deal. I wonder if you might be able to do it a little bit better if you cut most of the way through and then did a finishing pass over the back if you had a CNC that big.
Right.
But what he did is he just masked off the back and then put a piece of vinyl on the bottom of it, and then everything peeled up.
That's a really great way to use the diffusion of the glass. It's have it sparkle a little bit, but you still get an essence of what it is. It's you can see it's LED pixels and it's got a little bit of flash left and right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought the execution looked relatively professional.
Did he use safety glass or actual shards of sharp glass?
It's like beer cans that he put in a bag and smashed.
Oh.
Beer bottles. That was the other thing that he hit in this project, was he hit a snag because he didn't remove the labels before he crushed them, and ended up having to wash them in mineral spirits in order to get the labels to peel off.
That's important.
Yeah. So tips if anyone wants to try this. We'll link him in the description.
Very cool.
Other thing that I thought was super awesome was one that I got off of Hackaday. Also a YouTube project by the Real Life guys, who made a set of motorized inline skates using 2 Makita drills.
Is that where's the third foot coming from? Oh, he's putting.
Yeah, he hasn't put on the one on the right.
Got it. Oh, that's rad.
The interesting thing is if you look kind of in the middle of that picture, you can see there's a chain. He doesn't drive right to the front wheel. He actually fabricated a chain drive that goes back to the third wheel back.
Is it all of them or just?
It's not all of them. It's the
okay.
third one back in the row. And I think that's because, you might have to correct me if you're a crazy inline skater person, but that's like where most of your weight would rest.
Right.
And I would imagine
it's right under where his, heel is.
Yeah. I think
mass.
it's heel. I think it's like the arch of your foot.
Right.
Like where your balance is kind of thing.
That's great. Did he have to reduce the speed? I imagine. He just spin out. I don't know.
No,
like one little wheel that's just worn down to nothing.
Well, I don't know if he did anything like software-wise with his controls, but I think it's literally just a Makita drill with a potentiometer rooted to something you can hold in your hand.
That's awesome.
On each side, and a 90-degree drill attachment on the end there.
That's great.
Yeah. It looks so dangerous and so fun.
That reminds me of when I put it's basically a weed whacker motor, little gas motor on the back of my car in college. So I could get about 30 miles an hour, but I could still go up and down the stairs, mostly down the stairs. And then you just park it and lock it up. It would destroy spokes, though. It would just go through.
Wait, on the back of your car or your bike?
Bike.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Bicycle. It was a downhill mountain bike with suspension. Just mounted right above, and then there was a belt that attached to a plastic thing that held onto the spokes. So you'd go through quite a few spokes, but that thing could haul.
Yeah.
And, well, I was about to say it was legal, but you go fast enough. Nobody's really going to stop you on the bike lanes. Whoa.
Yeah. There are actually a few projects that you can do, and I've always wanted to do one of the pedal assist bikes. There's a kit you can get on eBay that replaces your bottom bracket, and is completely legal because you pedal the motor the same way you would crank a Model T in order to start it, and that that makes it not a motorcycle.
Right.
In the eyes of the law.
It's pedal assist. It's not just a electric motorcycle.
Yeah, not just plain power.
Right.
On to internal projects.
Yes. The vinyl shirt project.
Yeah, so this is laser cut vinyl. This is another Trey project. If you want to bring up the picture.
No, it's not.
It's
He's
not?
changing the text as we go. So, no, the vinyl cutter. You cannot cut vinyl on the laser. It will turn the PVC, polyvinyl chloride, into vinyl chloride, which is toxic and nasty and carcinogenic. So
I'm glad you're here to clear this up.
We don't do that.
Oh, right.
Someday we'll show the vinyl cutter project, but we're talking about looks like the laser cutter project, which Trey is also working on.
Wait, but the picture up there is the vinyl cutter project.
So there's the vinyl cutter, and then there's the laser cutting for gaming, which this is.
Yeah. I was gonna. Okay, no. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get back on the show notes here. So the project you are currently seeing on screen is a vinyl cutter project.
Oh yeah, right there.
What this is it's a sheet of vinyl that you feed through this thing that looks kind of like a laminator, and it cuts out effectively a super sticker on steroids that you can then iron on transfer to shirts or bags or whatever. And as someone who makes a lot of very non-professional looking projects, this is something that deeply impressed me because you could see that on any fashion store, whatever, in the mall and be like, oh yeah, they must have developed that with $1 million technology. But no, it's something that just the mighty Trey did with a vinyl cutter and Seattle Makers.
This is his cat project number, 6 or 7, series of Infinity, I think. Can we give a plug to your website?
Sure, but there's nothing on it yet.
Oh, stay tuned for how do you like meow.com, which will soon feature the feline of cat accessories and puns.
Yeah.
The finest cat categorically.
There's something in there, but I don't think that's it. You made a valiant attempt, sir.
He's going to be putting a bunch of awesome cat projects up, so
yeah.
including cat pants, which are rare on the market. He's cornered the niche.
I hope we didn't say it too early, and now someone's going to come steal the cat pants idea.
Well,
No!
For those of you who don't know, Trey is our video and audio and studio guy who's standing behind switching all these pictures, and he's crying out in anguish just in case my microphone didn't pick that up.
Yeah, so it's almost every clothing article has a cat on it.
Has a cat on it.
Cat pants, short supply of cat pants.
Mm-hmm.
But he's out to correct this injustice in the world, so stay tuned to howdoyouLikeMeow.com. Sometime in the next year or months or sometime.
Nodding. Also, tag quick for Trey in case you missed it last week when we talked about it as our featured class. There's Making for Gaming coming up on Sunday the 26th. And because you are an awesome person listening to this podcast, you should use discount code GAMINGLASER5, all capitals, and that will get you $10 off your registration fee.
Yes. We're going to do a number of projects around gaming. Talk about gaming desktops and magic card holders and, well, all kinds of gaming projects. Check it out on our website. It's on the events page.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to impress your nerdy friends, now is your chance. I'm going to throw this over to you because we have the phone holder project and like the adjacent one-handed phone usage product, if I can talk today, max headroom projects.
Yes.
And you have done a lot of development work on this, so take it away.
Yes, this has been a project for, I think it's like 4 years now. And originally, actually I have my original one here, that was the only thing in my pocket that I could find to have Adam Savage sign when I was at Maker Faire. It was either 3 or 4 years ago, and it was before we started Seattle Makers. I got to meet him and tell him I was opening a makerspace, and he was just awesome and generous, like he always is, and wished me luck. And I just happened to have, I was like, okay, receipt, wallet. Oh, I have a prototype of my phone case, and so this is the original. Which I immediately took off my phone and just kept because it's a really cool souvenir.
Because Adam Savage.
Right. And one of the things I ran into was I couldn't find this metal piece anywhere that was thin enough. So I talked to people who stamp metal out. I talked to people who got a bid from me for China who source like everything, DA International. Couldn't find it anywhere, but where I found the solution was behind the shop on a pallet, just the spring steel from the pallet. So I grab
just quick introduction for those of you who don't have the background on this project. The idea is
maybe the whole concept.
Maybe I can try and mirror it back to you, and that'll like help life. But so the idea is this goes on your phone, and then it magnets to your either holder that's on your arm or on your desk or wherever. Okay, so there's prototype one.
The problem was when the Galaxies came out, they had all the NFC and charging and NFC and charging right in the middle. So I had this really sweet stand that could magnet on the dash, but it was right in the middle of everything. It blocked half the features of the phone. So just moving that to the outsides was the beginning of the idea.
So
and fitting that into the case required the thin metal.
For visual people, he had something that, this is my phone. There's a metal plate that goes on the back like this, and then there's a magnet that sticks on kind of like that.
Right.
That was the initial design that he that wasn't working with the charging.
Right. So finally got the spring steel, made a whole bunch of prototypes. Made one like this. We put our name on it. This is printed out of polyurethane. We should put the attribution of the designer in the comments. Basically, just downloaded this and modified it on Thingiverse.
Just a Creative Commons
Tinkercad.
CC3 for the win there.
All I needed to add was some holes for the metal, and then I took spring steel, which looks like these little pieces. Had to grind those down and fit them in. Oh, we got the pictures up here. So those fit perfectly. It fits flush now, and now I've got these 4, and it was still at the corners. I was thinking I'd only ever use it in landscape mode. Have it on my dash, have it on my nightstand, my desk, like that. And then I was working with somebody who only had use of their right arm, and I noticed they were holding their phone kind of in their kind of the crook of their arm, and sometimes dropping it, but trying to use it in both orientations. And realize there's no real reason you can't just put it in a square, and then you can rotate it in both directions.
Yeah, so what you're seeing on the picture here, on the what you're seeing right now, yeah, that's the case, and then this is the charger.
Yeah, so this is the final project. And get back to the video feed. So this is the case with the 4 pieces on it, and then this is the charger. It's got a Qi charger in there. It actually fits just perfect. Here's one of the prototypes. Ended up going a little bit wider so I didn't crack these corners. So I got about 5 prototypes down here. Once we got a little bit wider, just made it a little bit more symmetrical. And then this is the final prototype. Ended up etching, rastering back and forth just to give us some space for that charger in there. And I'm going to do a whole walkthrough on this, and we're actually going to put these up in our store to make them available for people. But it's 2 pieces of 1/4-inch wood with the charger sandwiched between, and the magnets are strong enough to hold it without any sort of support. So you can have it on your arm. You can even have this as one of those exercise bands if you really wanted to.
So the thing that always makes me super worried whenever we talk about magnets and phones
is that
you just went into bootloader mode, and I'm hoping that's because you touched the power and down button at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. This is now what's showing on my phone. I was about to say, I haven't seen any problems so far. I was worried about it too, but
honestly, as hilarious as it is, that's probably just you bumping the buttons with case.
All right. It's like demo mode curse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have it upside down in my case.
Yeah, that'd be a thing. But the operating point being there, you haven't had any issues with either magnets frazzling your phone brain or?
No, not at all. I mean, it was built off of a. They are stronger magnets, and they're closer to the middle, but it was built off of a system that already had magnets. Mm-hmm. So, I think you might disorient the GPS
or like the accelerometer or compass or whatever.
Yeah, I think the compass.
It's probably the compass that'll get you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure how to get that back going right now, but
okay.
Anyway,
I've dealt with that. Well, we can deal with it after.
So this can go as it is. You can add additional blocks on the back and either grab it or set it in a standard phone case charger, or you can put the battery in your pocket, run it down to. This is our kind of our tester piece, but one of those workout armbands.
And this is where it comes into helping the fellow with the use of the one arm. Yeah.
Another friend had a sling on for a few weeks, and that's another way it could really come in handy. Trying to use one arm. You can either hold it like that or landscape mode, and it'll stick on there. So this is about 3-4 years in the making. So I'm really stoked to finally have it done, and just how well it turned out.
Yeah,
it really looks clean and professional. And all I did was tear apart one of those Qi chargers. This one was actually a free giveaway a friend gave me.
That's the best when you can take a free thing that you just expect to be junk. I mean, like, not that free things are always junk, so don't yell at us, friend. But you know, oftentimes you got a pile of free things. Now you got a useful free thing that you can
Right.
use like every day.
So really, it only costs us magnets and
And
some scrap wood.
Plywood.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Which is free in the scrap bin. Seattle Makers.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll put a full walkthrough. I'm gonna do a teardown so you can see the whole process. And that'll soon be in our Etsy store if you're interested in buying one or going to a makerspace and cutting out your own.
Cool. Fun stuff. So this plays into, we talked about 2 weeks ago. We had in our Maker News a phone prop design.
Ah, yes.
It was a little stick thing. And I was like, we need to do a design competition between you and I on how well we can realize that concept. And I was not expecting you. I was expecting you to like do something on the laser cutter that was similar in the space of a week or two. I was not expecting you to just unload this howitzer of a project as your entry there.
I knew it was coming. I got started 4 years ago.
Yeah, you just divined this coming together. But I also
Let's
did
see
one.
yours, Ted.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and launch the picture. So I maximized my effort to result here, and I kind of gave it away by showing this on the camera earlier. But what this is just a cannibalized mount that you would put on your dash. So I've got the physical prototype here. It's one of these, and it's just a little ball end with a retaining ring here.
Swivel mount.
Yeah, it's a swivel mount. And then, you just pull that off, and then you just have the magnet. And it gets really simple if you want to go back to the image there, Trey, to just put that on the back of your deal, and solved. Your phone stands up now.
You just took a lot less effort.
Yeah.
That's great.
So basically, we've solved two completely distinct problems, which means I very poorly designed this design competition because we should be solving the same one. But if you want the ultimate charger stand, and you don't mind, well, now you don't have to take 4 years because Jeremy's already taken 4 years for you. You can have it in, I don't know, what would it take you to remake one of those? Probably 3 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Assuming that you had to completely tear down your QI charger?
There is the phone case. It prints in TPU, which prints like half the speed. The cold bed. So there's that. Figuring out where the pieces go, cutting that down. But I think you could do it in 3 hours.
Yeah, if you had Jeremy helping you.
Crank it out.
If I had to try and reverse engineer that, it would take me 2 or 3 days. But in the makerspace, things go faster.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you know anybody who could use those, we'd love to do like a buy one, give one kind of thing. We're always looking for, how to make an impact in the community. So if you have some community that could use them, we'd definitely love to talk to them.
Yeah. If you have a friend who is stuck in a cast, knock on wood, I've never been that guy.
Yeah.
But my brothers, between the two of them, have broken arms 5 times.
Oh, wow.
And we're a rowdy bunch.
Up.
Don't put that juju on me. Very much knocking on wood. I'm taking 2 of the wood prototypes and knocking them together right now.
Says a guy who's in a chair in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
On New Year's.
Hey, you can't hold on to luck. The minute you try and hold on to luck is the minute it flees you.
Right.
But yeah, so that exists. I was going to put this up as a contest on our Instagram and make people vote for their favorite phone holder, but I'm just gonna wave the white flag at this point. Yours is better. Mine is just much, much, much quicker.
I'd probably be pretty disappointed if I spent 4 years and you just crushed me in about 20 minutes. So.
I might
take that one.
I'm interested to see what I could do in 20 minutes now, just to see if I could make you squirm a little bit. But I don't think even the 3D print for my concept would get done in that time. A laser cut for my concept could get done in that time.
Yeah, this was about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Cutting.
The,
Mostly
of
the
cutting, but then you still have to
rastering.
do the design. So design in, a drawing, a CAD file, it probably still would be 3 hours.
Yeah.
You probably would make another one of yours in the time it took for me to make a new one.
Yeah. Every time you do something, you find something new, and it's like, oh wait, it'd be so much better if it just had this one changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what took me most of Tuesday. It's like, oh, I could just tweak this a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along.
Community health report. Do you know off the top of your head how many members we have? Because I
do
forgot to
know.
make you check.
We have 77 members.
77.
Yeah.
That's also happy. That's
Very
another 3, 2, 1.
I forget where we were. I think we might have had 78 last week.
That's
But-
less exciting. We're at 77. We're almost at 80. We want to be at 80, and after 80, we want to be at 100.
Yes. And then we want 200.
So if you're
We
watching
want it
this,
now.
make your friends join the Makerspace because we do fun things.
Yeah. And that's going to open up expansion opportunities. So very exciting for the wood shop, downstairs, all that kind of thing.
We have been open 867 days with a goal of forever. And happily for me, we got a new sub last week. So we're now at 23 instead
All
of
right.
22. It's slow growing. Thank you. If you're still watching this at this point, thank you for being one of the OG Seattle Maker podcast listeners. It's going to be a grassroots efforts for a little while, and then it will take off before we know it, as long as we keep the consistency.
Yes. Keep it rocking.
So, yeah. Much love to all of you. Continue being awesome people. We will see you in the space.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Yes!